8:12 Entertainment City time. Plenty of concerts happening this weekend. Rush at Rogers Arena, One Direction BC Place. You've got the Pemberton Music Festival and Boy George and Culture Club playing 2 shows. Tomorrow night they're at the River Rock. Tonight at Hard Rock Casino, Vancouver. And Roy, Mikey, and Boy George made some time for us to chat all about the 80s, the style, and what they really think about Kanye West. Have a look.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go.
The 80s were a special decade for music, and you know, Rolling Stone magazine comes out and still says Color by Number is one of the top 100 albums of the 80s. When you look at that time, what do you remember about lessons learned? 1, about the music business, and 2, about instant fame, because things really blew up for you guys.
They did. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, it was kind of almost overnight for us. You know, one minute we were just an unknown band that literally couldn't get signed. And then we accidentally got on the TV in the UK because I think Elton John was either unwell or there was some problem with Elton John, and we got his slot. So we got on TV. No, it was Elton.
I thought it was Shaking.
No, who knows? It was either Elton John or Shakin' Stevens, one of those two. But you don't know. Do you know who Shakin' Stevens is?
No, tell me what Shakin' Stevens.
He was like an English Elvis impersonator who did like basically.
We stick with the original story.
We'll stick with Elton. Yeah,
Elton sounds more glamorous. Let's go with Elton.
We're going with Elton.
Yeah.
Apparently, Elton wanted to show his video, and the TV show said no, so he didn't do it, and we got his slot. And really, once we got on TV, you know, it was the public more than anything that decided they liked us. And I think that's always been the case. You know, when we first played in America, people gasped when they saw us. We came out on stage, we did a show for a radio station who'd been playing Do You Really Want to Hurt Me, and we came out on stage and you could actually hear the audience go,
They thought we were some Jamaican band, you know, because of a reggae song.
Because CBS put our single out in a white sleeve. We didn't know that. If we'd known that, we probably would have kicked up a stink, but it was a very clever marketing ploy because people just heard the music and they didn't know what we looked like. So when they did see us, they were visibly kind of, you know, perturbed.
It was that.
No, they were moved.
They moved to gasp.
Let's talk about the wardrobe choices, because who was the mastermind behind some of these?
Have a guess.
Would you be one guess?
Looking at this video, you know, I'm thinking it was all Mikey.
That's right.
Well, first of all, what you have to know is that, you know, before I met these guys, I was always a bit of a sort of a clubbing kind of face in London. I was dressing up far more outrageously than anything I wore in Culture Club.
We had to tone him down.
Yeah. Well, you didn't tone me down. I toned myself down. But prior to meeting these guys, I was kind of like, you know, walking out dressed as a nun. I was going out dressed as Carmen Miranda. You know, this was just like everyday wear for me. And, you know, being in a band, in a way, gave me a kind of focal point. You know, it was like, okay, well, where am I going to do this and make a living? Rock and roll. From my point of view, I think never apologise for anything you've worn.
It was very...
Don't edit yourself. Don't apologise for what you've worn. I'm proud of everything I've worn.
When you look at artists right now, who do you celebrate, who do you love that has gone viral and achieved success in the biz?
I'm kind of stuck in the 70s, really. I never got past the 70s. So all my favourite music is, you know, kind of Bowie, Susie and the Banshees, Mark Bolan. You know, I wear my stuff on my sleeve. You know, I always go back to kind of classic stuff, you know, glam rock, punk rock. There's a few things I like at the moment. Obviously, people like Sam Smith's got a beautiful voice, Adele. There's some great singers out there, but I always go back to the things I grew up listening to as a teenager, really.
I kind of like Kanye at the moment. You know, he tends to push the boundaries out a little bit.
Just a little, yeah.
Just a little. I like people who are willing to do that.
Roy, thoughts? Roy, tell us how you feel about Kanye. Come on.
You want your, you know, your kind of artists and your, you know, pop stars. You want them to be kind of controversial. You don't want them to be boring. You know, that's. Anyone can do that. I mean, I think that's what's great about Kanye is that he is, there's kind of like an Ali thing, you know, Muhammad Ali, you know, that whole I'm the king, and I love that. I think it's very humorous. I think people miss his sense of humour.
Oh, it's humorous. I'm the most talented rock star of all time. It's funny, Jimi Hendrix never said that, or Prince, or even Prince. I remember the last person who made that.
You had to go there.
The last person who made that statement was Terence Trent D'Arby.
I'm leaving the band. Yeah.